In 2005, a Boeing 737 took off from Cyprus. It climbed to 34,000 feet. And then, nothing. No response from the pilots. No communication with air traffic control. The plane just kept flying. On autopilot. In complete silence. For 2 hours. When Greek Air Force fighter jets were scrambled to intercept it, they looked through the cockpit window and saw something that made their blood run cold. The captain's seat was empty. And the plane was full of unconscious passengers. This is the story of Helios Airways Flight 522. The ghost flight. And what happened on board that aircraft is one of the most chilling and preventable disasters in aviation history. Let's go back to the beginning. August 14, 2005. Helios Airways Flight 522 departs Larnaca Airport in Cyprus at 9:07 in the morning. On board are 115 passengers and 6 crew members. The aircraft is a Boeing 737-300. The flight plan is routine: Cyprus to Athens, then onward to Prague. Nothing unusual. Nothing alarming. Just another morning flight over the Mediterranean. But somewhere in the ground maintenance check the night before, a single switch was set to the wrong position. A pressurization control switch. Instead of being set to automatic, where it would manage cabin pressure without any pilot input, it was left in manual. And nobody noticed. Not the maintenance crew. Not the ground check. And not the pilots during their pre-flight checklist. As the aircraft climbed through 12,000 feet, the cabin began to slowly depressurize. Silently. Invisibly. The passengers felt nothing unusual. The crew felt nothing unusual. But the oxygen levels inside the cabin were dropping with every 1,000 feet of altitude. At 14,000 feet, the oxygen mask should have dropped automatically from the ceiling. The system triggered. The masks dropped. But here is the detail that changes everything: the pilots, who were already showing signs of hypoxia, the oxygen deprivation that impairs judgment and causes confusion before unconsciousness, did not put on their masks. They were already too impaired to respond correctly. And within minutes, at cruising altitude, both pilots were incapacitated. The passengers were unconscious. The crew was unconscious. The autopilot was flying the plane. And the aircraft, locked onto its programmed flight path, continued toward Athens as if nothing had happened. At 9:20 in the morning, just 13 minutes after takeoff, the airline's maintenance base received a call from the cockpit. The captain was confused. He reported that the takeoff configuration warning was sounding and that the cooling equipment had failed. Ground staff asked him a standard question: is the pressurization panel set correctly? The captain's response was confused and slow. Ground staff assumed it was a technical issue. They did not yet understand that the man on the other end of the line had minutes of consciousness left. The call ended. And that was the last communication from the flight deck of Helios 522. By 10:14, the aircraft had entered Greek airspace and was not responding to air traffic control. Controllers in Athens attempted to contact the flight repeatedly. Nothing. They could see it on radar: the aircraft was flying normally, maintaining altitude, maintaining course. But nobody was answering. At 10:30, 2 F-16 fighter jets from the Hellenic Air Force were scrambled to intercept the aircraft. What the pilots of those F-16 saw when they pulled alongside Helios 522 has been described in official reports and first-hand accounts as one of the most disturbing sights in modern aviation. The first officer was slumped over the controls. The captain's seat was empty. Oxygen masks were dangling from the ceiling throughout the cabin. And the passengers, all 115 of them, appeared to be unconscious or dead in their seats. The fighter pilots tried everything. They made visual contact. They fired flares. They attempted radio communication on every frequency. Nothing. The Boeing 737 continued flying on autopilot, completely unaware, as its passengers slowly died from oxygen deprivation at 34,000 feet. At 11:49, something unexpected happened. One of the F-16 pilots reported movement in the cockpit. A figure appeared, not the captain, not the first officer, but a flight attendant. His name was Andreas Prodromo. He was a trained pilot. And he was the only person on that aircraft still conscious. Andreas Prodromo had survived by using one of the portable oxygen bottles carried in the cabin for crew use. While everyone around him lost consciousness, he had found oxygen and kept himself alive. And now, with the aircraft running out of fuel, with fighter jets on his wing, with 115 unconscious passengers behind him, he climbed into the cockpit and tried to save everyone on board. He had no co-pilot. He had no functioning communications that he could operate. He had never flown a Boeing 737 in real conditions. He had basic flight training. And he had minutes. At 11:50, one engine flamed out. Fuel exhausted. At 11:54, the second engine flamed out. The autopilot disengaged. And at 12:03 and 29 seconds local time, Helios Airways Flight 522 impacted a hillside near Grammatiko, Greece, at approximately 500 km per hour. All 121 people on board were killed. Andreas Prodromo, the man who had fought to save them all, died with them. The investigation that followed was one of the most thorough in European aviation history. And the findings were devastating. The pressurization switch had been left in manual by a maintenance engineer during a check the previous night. Standard procedure required it to be returned to automatic before the aircraft was released for flight. It was not. The pilots did not catch it during their pre-flight checks. The warning system in the cockpit, the same system that was sounding during that confused phone call, was an existing warning that the crew had previously encountered for a different reason. They misidentified it. They thought it was a different malfunction. And by the time the hypoxia took hold, they no longer had the cognitive capacity to recognize their error. Every single person who died on Helios 522 died because of a switch. A single switch. Left in the wrong position. For one flight. By one person. Who did not intend to harm anyone. The accident led to sweeping changes in aviation. Pressurization system checks became more rigorous. Cockpit warning differentiation was improved on multiple aircraft types. And crew training for hypoxia recognition was completely overhauled across the industry. Pilots are now trained to identify the symptoms of hypoxia in themselves and each other, the euphoria, the confusion, the tingling, the inability to concentrate, and to immediately don oxygen masks without hesitation. But here is the haunting reality of Helios 522. The passengers did not suffer. Hypoxia at altitude is painless. It is described by survivors of high-altitude oxygen deprivation as feeling warm, calm, and deeply relaxed before unconsciousness. The 115 passengers on that flight drifted into unconsciousness without fear, without pain, without knowing what was happening. For 2 hours, they flew over the Mediterranean in a silent aircraft, unaware. Some investigators believe that some passengers may have regained partial consciousness when the aircraft descended during the final moments, but there is no way to know for certain. What we know is this. A routine morning flight became one of the most haunting disasters in aviation history because of a maintenance error, a misidentified warning, and a pressurization system that nobody noticed was wrong. Helios 522 changed how airlines train their crews, how cockpit warnings are designed, and how maintenance procedures are documented and verified. It changed aviation in ways that have almost certainly saved lives that will never know they were saved. And somewhere over the Mediterranean, on a clear August morning, 121 people flew in silence, while the world below went about its day, completely unaware that a ghost flight was passing overhead. If this story stayed with you, hit subscribe. Because next time, we are telling the story of another flight that should have ended in disaster, and the single decision that saved everyone on board. You will not believe what happened.